On Thursday, before Attorney General Jeff Sessions recused himself from any investigation involving Russia and the Trump campaign, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York joined a growing list of Democrats calling for Sessions to resign. Then on Friday afternoon, President Trump responded by tweeting this 2003 photo of Senator Schumer with Vladimir Putin and called Schumer a total hypocrite. And on that note, Senator Schumer joins me now. So, Senator, you tweeted good morning to you, sir, to finish up this little tweet back and forth, and there's so many tweets to keep up with. You responded back, happily talk, read my contact with Mr. Putin and his associates. Took place in '03 in full view of press and public under oath. Would you and your team, obviously that's you challenging them under oath. Let me ask you this. This morning, the president's press secretary came out and said the following: reports concerning potentially politically motivated investigations immediately ahead of the 2016 election are very troubling. President Trump is requesting that as part of their investigation into Russian activity, the Congressional Intelligence Committees exercise their oversight authority to determine whether executive branch investigative powers were abused in 2016. Is that a fair ask of this administration?
Well, look, President Obama has flatly denied that he has done this. And either way, Chuck, the president's in trouble. If he falsely spread this kind of misinformation, that is so wrong. It's beneath the dignity of the presidency. It is something that really hurts people's view of government. It's civilization warping, as Ben Sasse, a conservative Republican, called it. And I don't know if any president, Democrat or Republican in the past, has done this. It shows this president doesn't know how to conduct himself. On the other hand, if it's true, it's even worse for the president, because that means that a federal judge, independently elected, has found probable cause that the president or people on his staff have had probable cause to have broken the law or to have interacted with a foreign agent. Now, that's serious stuff. So either way, the president makes it worse with these tweets. Now, is he trying to divert things here? Yeah, the president denied this. I don't have any doubt I don't have any doubt that President Obama has been telling the truth. If they want to investigate it, sure. But the real point is we need a special prosecutor to investigate what went on in the Trump campaign transition and presidency.
Well, let me ask you. Let me start with that, actually. So, do you no longer have confidence in the Intelligence Committee to do this on the Senate side, to conduct this investigation?
Let me answer that in two parts. First, the Intelligence Committee is a congressional oversight. And yes, I have some doubts about Chairman Burr. He first denied that they should even investigate. Then when he was pushed by Mark Warner, he said, okay, we'll investigate. And then, of course, at the administration's request, he went to the press and said something was wrong. That's taking sides in an investigation. The faith I have in the Intelligence Committee is in Mark Warner and the Democrats. They've been holding Burr's feet to the fire, and they have said they will look for another alternative if Chairman Burr doesn't fully pursue this. But there's another point to this, and people mix up the two. The other, of course, is whether the law was broken and whether the Trump campaign was complicit in working with the Russians to influence the election. That needs a special prosecutor. Rod Rosenstein, he's a career man. He will be before the Judiciary Committee for his nomination for Deputy Attorney General. I am urging him at that hearing to say that he will appoint a special prosecutor to look into this, because it's on the executive side that the full investigation is done and any criminality is put forward.
Let me ask you about this specific charge, what you were just talking about with President Trump, this idea that there may have been a court-ordered surveillance of some form or another. You're part of what's called, you know, there's so many gangs on Senate side, but you're one of the Gang of Eight on intelligence matters, the most sensitive intelligence matters. You're briefed on this. Is it fair? Wouldn't you have been briefed if the FBI had gone to a FISA court to get surveillance of a foreign government involving the Trump campaign? Wouldn't you know this?
I don't comment on classified briefings.
So it's fair to say that why not, if you know this information, why not share it at this point? Because we have a real problem of trust. It goes to what you just quoted of Ben Sasse.
You cannot, the rules are such that you cannot comment on classified briefings, and I'm not going to violate those rules.
Okay, but so now we are to sit here, and to wonder and ponder?
Well, no. If we have a special prosecutor, they will get to the bottom of all of this. And that's what we need. A special prosecutor is much better than letting a line department person do it for 3 reasons. And this is in DOJ guidelines. First, a special prosecutor has much more freedom day to day. Who to subpoena, what documents to look at, the path of the investigation. Second, a special prosecutor can only be fired for cause. So if they're hitting some real stuff, they can't just be gotten rid of the way, say, Sally Yates was gotten rid of by the Trump administration when she didn't do what she wanted. And third, they have to report to Congress. So we really need a special prosecutor, and I'm hoping that Rosenstein will agree to that and say he's going to make that happen at the committee meeting. I know our committee members will be asking him about it.
Let me ask you this. Congressman Adam Schiff, who's the Democrat, the top-ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, has implied that the FBI has not been forthcoming in their various briefings. You get these briefings. Is he correct? Do you believe the FBI has not been forthcoming on what it's doing with the Trump campaign?
Well, let me just say this. The FBI is the premier investigative agency here in our government, and I believe that they will do their job and get to the bottom of this without political interference.
Right, but do you believe they have been withholding information from Congress?
Well, there are certain kinds of information that can't be given to Congress, that, you know, or all of Congress, that's classified or that can't be released. And there's a prosecutorial sort of way of doing things that you don't comment on ongoing investigations.
So in this case, you wouldn't level the same criticism that Congressman Schiff has leveled?
I'm just saying I believe they will get to the bottom of this. I hope they will. And if they don't, it'll be a real dereliction of their duty.
So you have full confidence in the FBI right now?
I gave you my answer.
Senator Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York.
Thanks, Chuck.
Appreciate you coming on, sharing your views. Coming up.